Dear students, welcome you all. In the last class, we have discussed in brief about this testing of fibers and yarn subject, where we have seen in brief about different units, various units in this subject, and what you are going to study in this subject that we have discussed in the last class. Okay, so today's class we are going to start with this unit 1, which is all about the introductory part to testing, introduction part to testing, that is textile testing. That means, what are the different objectives of this testing of textiles and how to select the sample for testing. Okay, and what are the different criteria that needs to be followed during testing process. All these things are there in the unit 1, and also significant tests are also there in this unit 1. Okay, so today's class we are going to start with this first topic, which is about the objectives of textile testing. Objectives of textile testing. Okay, so before going to the objectives of textile testing, where I would like to give you the objective of the today's session is to impart knowledge in the reason, that is, what is the reason for testing of textiles. So this is the main objective of the today's session, and the outcome at the end of this presentation, you are going to get an outcome of, you are able to understand the need for testing of textiles, and also you will be able to understand the need of maintain the quality in the final output. That may be yarn, that may be fabric, and that may be garment. What is the need to maintain the quality in the final output? These are the different outcomes you are going to get at the end of this presentation. Okay, so now we will start with this introduction to testing part. Okay, so before going to this testing of textiles, before going to the objectives of the testing of textiles, we should understand first of all, what is this testing? What is this testing? Okay, so now what we can say, if I am asking you, what do you mean by or what is testing? Say for example, if you are going to any shop and you are purchasing any garment, so are you really doing testing of the garment there? Or what kind of testing activity you are doing there? Simply you are taking the fabric and you are just holding in between two fingers and you are going to feel the fabric. Is it right? So that is a kind of test you are doing there. Is it right? And one more thing is, you will take the entire garment and you will see for the defects in a garment. Is there any loose stitches are there? Is there any damages are there? Is it right? That kind of examinations you are doing. Is it right? And also you are just simply stretching the fabric also, whether it is comfort or not. Is it right? And you are doing some trials also with the garment. So all these things we are doing in our day-to-day life, in our regular life, so where we are testing the garment. So is it right? We are testing the garment for its quality. We are testing the garment for its quality. Not only the garment. Whenever, being a customer, whenever you are going to buy something, obviously we are doing testing, whatever the means it is, whatever the way it is. So after doing that testing, visual examination or the objective testing, where we will be taking that particular product. So apart from that, we won't take the product. Is that right? So generally the testing we are doing in order to know the quality of the product. In order to know the quality of the product. So if you relate the testing into textiles, so where it started with the fiber and yarn, fabric, and then garment. There are different stages are there. Each and every stage from fiber to yarn. So there are different aspects are there. Like fiber is, we need to test the quality of the fiber, and then we need to test the quality of the yarn. And also we need to test in between the process also. So how the final output is coming. Understand? In the same way, the conversion of yarn to fabric, where again we need to do a lot of testing in between. So why we are doing all these things? In order to know the quality of the product, how it is coming out. How it is coming out. If you don't do testing, say for example, you are making fabric in the weaving industries. So without doing any testing, if you send the fabric as it is to garments, say for example, a fabric is having a hole. You're not doing any quality test for the fabric. Without doing any test, you have sent the fabric to garment. Now what will happen if they cut, without notice, if they cut it and if they make the garment, and if they finally found that, so maybe in front panel or back panel or any of the garment part, if they found that hole, that is fabric defect, so what will happen? So do you able to correct that fault? No, we can't correct it. Is it right? So that's why in each and every stages of textile processing, right from fiber and ending with the garment, we need to test for the quality. So this is the importance of testing. Okay, the textile testing is a key in gauging the product quality and ensuring regulatory compliances and assessing the performance of textile materials. Suppose, say for example, if you are exporting your fabric to some other country where you should follow certain regulatory compliances. If you don't follow any compliances, if you don't follow any standards, or if you don't follow any norms, simply if you export, now what they will do, simply they will reject it. Why? Because you have not met any of the quality requirement. Understand? So only by testing the performance of textiles, one can assure that the textiles live up to the high expectations of the market. High expectations of the market. Suppose you are the manufacturers and you are having your brand value in the market. Suppose how the brand value comes? Based on the quality of products you are making. The quality of products you are making. For example, if you take Peter England, it is a brand. Peter England is a brand. Whenever we are going to buy that shirt, simply by looking at the brand, we will take it. Why? Because so we have a trust in our mind that okay, this is a big brand. They are making all the quality products. Is that right? So by that assumption, we are taking out that garment as such. So that means where in market there are certain expectations. One should live up to the expectations of the market. So obviously what they have to do continuously is a process, they have to do the testing. By the testing only, where they come to know what is the quality of their product. And soon after, if there are any faults they are finding out, they will rectify it. Okay. That they are strong and flexible enough to do the job they were designed for. Understand? The textile testing can include the testing of the strength of woven cloths. We can test the strength of woven cloths and slippage in woven fabrics, seam strength in case of garments, and test on yarns and attachments which are there in a garment parts. And we can do the testing for fibers, like we can do the testing of fiber length, fiber fineness, fiber maturity, and then fiber strength. When it comes to yarn, we can examine or we can test for the yarn number. We can test for number of twists present in the yarn, and also we can test for number of hairy fibers. That is number of hairy fibers in the yarn structure, and also we can test for yarn evenness. Likewise, in textile materials, we can do various tests in order to express the quality of the product. In order to express the quality of the particular product. Understand? Now, so coming to this is all the introduction part to testing. Okay. So now we are going to discuss about this objective of textile testing. Objectives of textile testing. That is, by doing the testing, what kind of objectives we are going to get. The first one is research and development. Research and development. So what do you mean by research and development? Say for example, through a research you have developed a product. Through research you have developed a product. And now what you are thinking of? You are claiming that this product, whatever the product you have developed, that is meeting the requirement of particular end use application. So with that assumption, you have carried out a research and you have developed a product. Now the product came out. Now you want to, or you wish to send the product to the market. So how can you claim that the product meets all the requirements? Only by means of doing this testing. Without doing testing, you cannot send the product to the market. Okay, the next one is quality control. So this testing will help us in controlling the quality of the product. Controlling the quality of the product. Say for example, you are making fabric. This is your process. Understand? Now what we are doing? We are taking yarns in the form of cones, and that yarn cones we are converting into weaver's beam. That weaver beam we are taking to the mill. Is that right? That is weaving machines. And we are taking the weft package, which is also in the form of cones. Is that right? Now finally we are getting fabrics. So though the input material is yarn and the output material is fabric. Say for example, whatever the input materials you are taking, if your input materials are of good quality, obviously you will get good quality of fabric. And if your input parameters which you are making, which you are setting in the machine is good, where it will result in good quality of fabric. Understand? So by doing testing in between, whatever it may be the stage it is, either the stage of converting yarn into sheet of warp threads or making the process of making fabric, at whatever it may be the stage it is, you can do the testing which help us in maintaining the quality of the product. And the next one is comparative testing. So by, say for example, this is the product, like this is the pointer, and we have two different manufacturers are there who are making this pointer. Now I want to know, so which manufacturer is the best one? Which manufacturer is the best one? Now what I can do? Simply I can take these two products and I can go for testing it. So which one functions better? So with respect to different parameters, like with respect to the quality of moving the slides and quality of this laser, everything we will check it. Understand? So that is comparative testing. And next one is analyzing product failure. What do you mean by analyzing product failure? Say for example, you have developed a product. That is fine. Now after that you came to know that this product is not meeting the requirements of end use application. Not meeting the requirements of end use application. Now what you can do? So simply without knowing the reasons for the failure, you cannot simply go for making another product. You have to take this product and you have to test this product for its failure. What are the different reasons that makes a product fail? So for that also testing is very much required. And finally, selection of raw materials. Even in the briefing class also about this subject, I told you this selection of raw material is very, very important for any kind of process. For example, if you take a spinning process, so what is the raw material for spinning? Where? The cotton fibers. So if you don't use required length of fibers or required maturity or required strength of fibers, obviously you won't get right quality of yarn which meets the vendor requirement. So suppose you are getting a yarn which is of weak. Suppose if you send the same yarn to the weaving mills, So where what will happen in weaving? Where you will get lot of end breakages. That may be end break or that may be weft breakages. If more number of breaks occur in weaving, what will happen? It will affect the fabric quality. If you send the same fabric to garments, what will happen there? If you make garment out of it, where the garment also having the same kind of defects. Likewise, each and every process in our textile is interrelated. Whatever the fiber you are feeding, whatever the yarn you are getting, you are going to use that yarn to make fabrics, from fabrics to garments. So each and every stage, maintaining quality is very, very important. Okay, so in case of spinning, the input material is fiber. So fiber quality should be good. In case of weaving, the input material is yarn. So the yarn quality should be maintained properly. That means required CSP need to be maintained, constant product. Understand? And the yarn should be of less number of defects. Okay. And when it comes to garments, where the raw material is nothing but the fabric, which should be free from defects. Likewise, where we need to maintain the quality of raw material only through testing it. Without testing, so where we cannot start any process. Without testing your fiber, say for example from X place you are getting the fibers, and without doing any test, if you make yarn, now what will happen? Where nobody will buy that yarn. Nobody will buy that yarn for the good price. Maybe you can sell it for less price. Likewise, where testing plays a very, very important role in each and every stage. Okay, so now we will discuss in detail about each and every objective. Okay, so when it comes to research and development, as I already told you, the textile products are evaluated during the development process. Say for example, I have developed a yarn. Okay, so developing something is where you cannot stop with that process, where you have to evaluate your developed product for its various properties. Say for example, if you have produced a yarn, you have to evaluate the strength, you have to evaluate what is the amount of twist present in it, you have to evaluate for its evenness, you have to evaluate for its yarn count. All these things you have to perform. So otherwise you can't send the product to the market. So this helps the textile scientists to determine how to proceed at each stage of product development. That means, suppose you have developed a yarn which is not requiring your standards. That means the expected strength is not came. Then what you can do? So where it helps for the textile scientist to determine how to correct it. At a particular stage. That may be in ring frame, that may be in speed frame, that may be in blow rope. Understand? Now, this category also includes, this research and development category also includes the testing in order to study the theories of fabric or fiber behaviors. Okay, so how it is behave, that is behavior of the different fabrics or different fibers. Okay, so this is about the research and development. Okay, and the next one is quality control. Okay, this is very, very important. Controlling the quality of a product, controlling the quality of a process. It is all very, very important to get good quality of output. Okay, in order to control the quality, obviously you need to perform the testing. Without performing testing, you cannot control anything. Why? Because without knowing what is happening in the process, or without knowing what is what actually taking place in the process, so where you can control? You don't know where to control. Suppose if you are producing fabric or if you are producing yarn, where it is not, where the required number of twist is not present. This is what you have identified by testing. Then what you can do, you can immediately go to that ring frame and you can correct that fault. You can correct that fault. That may be issues with the yarn number, or maybe issues with yarn evenness or hairiness, where you can go to the exact place and then you can correct it. That means where you are doing quality control. So how you can do that quality control? Only by means of doing this testing. Okay. The textile products are tested at various stages of production to assure quality processing and products. This is what I explained you now. Okay. The manufacturers may use the quality control testing as a marketing tool. Marketing tool. Okay. Now this in that marketing tool, why they are using that is a marketing tool in the sense, in that the trade name, whatever the trade name is there, so which implies to the customer that certain levels of quality are assumed to the standard, to be standard for products produced by the manufacturers. So before, I mean in the last, so just now also I have given you one good example of Louis Philippe or just now I have given the example of Louis Philippe, or if you take Raymond's, so or if you take any other branded shirts, simply by looking at the brand, so what we can think? We can think about, okay, so this brand in the sense it is of good quality. Understand? So that is the importance of quality control. That is testing in quality control. Okay. And the next one is comparative testing. That is, you are comparing the two products, so that how you can compare? Like by doing testing, you are comparing the two product qualities. So from that you will be choosing the best one. Okay. Comparative testing compares two or more products being considered by a company or government agency. We are comparing. Okay, now in the process of doing comparing, we need to test it. Is it right? So in selecting between competitive products, the fabric manufacturers also may test fibers or yarns from different suppliers. So I'll give you one good examples in garment industries. So for example, a buyer is there who is sitting there in for example UK, and he is searching for the manufacturers in India, say for example in India. Okay, in India, so we have so many manufacturers out there, n number of garment manufacturers are there. Okay, now what he will do is, he'll be getting the codes or getting the product samples from different garment manufacturers, including the prices. Now what he will do by sitting at that place, he is going to compare all the products which has been sent by different manufacturers. So he will look at the different aspects. He will look at the style, he will look at the components which are present, he will look at the quality. Okay, he'll look at the price. By looking all these things, finally he is going to select one. Understand? So here also the testing helps for the buyer to select the particular product from the particular manufacturers. Understand? This is comparative testing. And next one is analyzing product failure. That is, what are the reasons for the failure of the particular product? What are the reasons for failure of the particular product? If you want to know that, again you have to do the testing part. The testing is done in this case to pinpoint defects in processing or design. You have developed this product, but it is not meeting the end use requirement. Now what you can do, by testing this product, first you are going to know what is the drawback. Later you will go into the design, like your process design, and you are going to identify what are the different reasons which are there for this product failure. Okay, so whatever the results you are getting from this type of test can be used to improve the product quality and are also used to determine the liability in litigations. Okay, so this kind of testing will help us to improve the product quality, and we can go into the market again. Okay, and the last one is selection of raw materials. As I told you already, the raw material selection is very important thing in this textile. Not only textiles, but also in all the kind of manufacturers. Okay, so here the one attribute common to most textile raw material is their variation in quality. Their variations in the quality. Okay, the quality is not going to be same for all the raw materials which we are having. Understand? The fibers, if you take that may vary in length, that may vary in color, fineness, and if you take yarns, that may vary in count, strength and twist, and if you take fabrics, that may vary in ends per inch, picks per inch, and some part of fabric is free from defects, and some part of fabric is having some kind of faults and shrinkage. Likewise, we have so many variations in the raw material quality. So the unsuitable material can be rejected or perhaps put to another use. And how we are deciding this particular product is unsuitable? Only by doing the testing. Suppose if it is fabric, if you are using fabric for the making garments, so you have to test each and every meter which is there in a roll. If the roll is of 1000 meters, you have to test each and every meter in that roll for its defect. If you are finding any defects, then you have to take it out. If it is based on objectionable level or based on the fault, okay, where we can accept it or we can cut the fabric from that roll, that particular portion. So this is the importance of testing in raw material selection. Okay, and apart from the above mentioned objectives of testing, so I mean to say that where whatever the objectives we have discussed till now, only those are not the objectives of testing. They are the main things. Apart from that, where the testing objectives also includes where process control, product control, that is controlling the process. If you want to control the process, again you have to do the testing. Let's say for example, you can take the process, that is in process product, and you can check the quality. And product control, that means getting good quality in the final product. We are checking we are testing the product. Process development, if you feel you have to do some developments in your existing process, where you have to do some kind of testing. And also product development and specification test. So all these are the objectives of testing. Okay, so till now we have discussed in detail about what is testing and what is the need for testing in textiles and what are the different objectives of textile testing. Right from selection of raw material, research and development, so analyzing the product failures, and then comparing the product quality, and process control, product control, process development and product development. Likewise, these are all the different objectives of testing. Okay, hope you understand. So what are the different objectives of textile testing? Okay, so this is all about the today's class, and hope you understand the class, and whatever the outcome I told you in the beginning, you got this outcome. Thank you. We'll meet in the next class and we will discuss about this. What is the sample, what is the population and what is the sample, and what is the need for sampling in textiles, and how to determine the sample size for doing testing. All these things we will discuss in the next class. Thank you.